Hi everyone, this is Andrew and welcome to the Wayfinder Journeying Intensive. So this is going to be a 3-month adventure of spiritual discovery and transformation. This is the Laika have this saying, we're not just here to grow corn, but to grow gods. And that's what we're doing. We are working on our soul's evolution because you are in effect going on your own hero's quest. Now, if you think about it, whether it's something like a grand story like the Odyssey or a simple story like Jack and the Beanstalk, these are all hero's quests. They all start with the hero leaving their ordinary life, either through magical means or being given a quest or like Odysseus, 10 years of the Trojan War. And now the job is how to get back home, to overcome the quests, the challenges, to have the adventures, to get the gifts and meet the gods, and find your way back to where you started, but to come back transformed. So the steps of the process are quite simple. You'll start by connecting with Spirit, getting Spirit's help to go deeper and deeper into the layers of your soul's story, and then heal the story. Now, healing often has the notion of, fixing. But actually, healing means to become whole. So you can think of this process as, you're living in an old house that needs some repairs. So you might repair some things on the foundations and fix some broken windows and do a little bit of decorating. But once that's done, the job becomes something of, well, how beautiful can you make the garden? How big of a life can you live in this house? How wonderful can things become? So the process we'll be using is working with time and space. If you think of your life being a little bit like a pond of water, that the events of your life are like stones being thrown into the pond. Some are big, some are small. Some come from your childhood, some might come from your ancestry or your family lineage, and some might even be from previous lifetimes. The point is, with each stone there's a splash and a pattern of ripples that comes off from that splash. And it's the interaction of all the stones and all the ripples that form the pattern of your life. Now, depending on what your methods or your understanding is how you work with that pattern. Conventional therapy says, well, let's see the pattern. Let's map it, let's chart it, and then we can figure out where to go from here, what direction to swim in, and maybe where the calmer spots are. A coaching approach might say, well, let's see where we are, where we want to go, and start swimming. Other approaches might say, well, we need to become a better swimmer. Meditation might say, well, we actually just need to either get out of the pond or swim below the ripples. The Laikas say, actually, no. What we can do is we can actually go back in time and space to see that stone, witness its nature, and then change it, which changes the ripples coming off of the stone. So that's in fact what we're going to be doing. Now eventually we're going to go to the biggest stone, in effect your Big Bang, the biggest stone that ever went to the pond, and heal it. But we're not going to start there. We're going to start by going to sort of the soul contract level for 3 areas of your life: love and relationships, work, money, and career, and health and illness, as these seem to be sort of the 3 major impacts on people's lives. We'll heal those to sort of calm down the ripples in those patterns, setting the foundation for the big one. The next step is, if you haven't already, go ahead and schedule your first healing session with me, then download the 3 exercises and do them, and then have your first session. Now, these 3 exercises prepare you for the session. The first one is the Wheel of Life, which is a simple paper and pencil exercise, kind of looking at the very practical dimensions of your life, identifying areas that are weak and areas that are strong, and starting to think about things that you can change on a very practical level. Then there's the Dear Diary letter that sort of deals with the emotional side of things of your life overall right now. And then finally your hero story, where you go see what's the story that you tell yourself and the consequences it has, and start to change that. That's just a tiny foreshadowing of the really, really big story changing you're going to be doing over the next 3 months. So I hope that makes sense. And if you have any questions, obviously feel free to call or email me. Otherwise, I'll see you as soon as we have our first session. Looking forward to things. Have a great day. Goodbye.